When we look at our retail portfolio, and it accounts for about 30% of our entire portfolio, we're experiencing some really, really positive sentiments at the back end of May. If we compare now versus 2 weeks ago, there are retailers that are doing far better, and I think that they're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. There's some really good stories to come out of it, and I think there will be some pain as well, no doubt. But like Baby Bunting is a great example of a performing tenant that has really impressed us in terms of their ability to meet their lease obligations, but also their ability to trade during such difficult times. I suppose the one element of the retail market that we don't have a lot of exposure in is the true retail. So we're talking fashion, we're talking cosmetics, retail shopping centres. And there's a really interesting thing happening at the moment where these brands that they work on stock, right? So they have a certain amount of stock that they want to keep, and of that stock they want to move off a certain percentage. And usually you'll see big sales come on at the end of a season to get rid of stock so they can make room for the next. So what's happened now is you've had brands, let's take Zara for instance. So Zara have had all their summer gear that's left over from summer, and they're putting it all on sale. And then in the middle of that sale, the coronavirus has come. Then they've got all of their autumn stock that they're hoping to put onto the floor that they really haven't been able to because it's not moving because no one's buying because of all the social distancing. And now we're 5 days away from winter. So it's effectively an entire season's just gone missing. But what it means is that not only is there a stocking issue, like what are they going to do with that stock that they need to now get rid of, but they haven't been able to sell the stock. So there's also a funding issue. So effectively what I believe is going to happen is the likes of your Zara's or your other true fashion retailers out there will have to dip into next year's projected reserves and bring that forward to cater to today's market. So that's where I think you'll start seeing the impact or the more long-term impact of the coronavirus, where it's not just impacting today's economic activity, but it actually starts dipping into tomorrow's. And when we look in the large format space, a similar thing can be seen where you might have a retailer that wanted to open 10 or 15 new stores next year into their store layout. Now, they would have provisions and money and reserves in place to allow that. They're going to have to tap into those reserves and bring that forward to counteract the loss in revenue that they experienced during the coronavirus. So that's where we're really interested to look now on. We might get through the more immediate hurt that has been experienced over, call it April, May, and maybe some part of June. But there's another impact which I think will start coming into 2021 and the end of 2020 where some of these retailers are really having to dip into tomorrow to make up for today. So that's something we're leaning into, really trying to understand, and we're spending a lot of time with our retailers to have those conversations and really understand what are the drivers behind their decision making now. So yeah, that's something in the retail landscape that we're experiencing, which is very different than office and industrial.